Now you have other control. What are the others control? Like progress, or if you want, meter element. You have seen, right? Progress bar. If we open anything, it will show the progress bar, or if like kind of meter, right? This element can be used to provide feedback to users, and that requires obviously JavaScript functionality. The output element can be used to hold the output from a calculation. Whatever you are going to define, it will be there. Next, you have keygen. What is the keygen? This element is used to hold a private key for a public key encryption. If you define the keygen, this all you can define in HTML5 based application. This is about the just basic about the table, the forms, the form control element. This is the very basic. Now we have about table and form accessibility. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
It's very simple. If you once have a look in the textbook, or even if you practice, easily you will remember. You will never go like go and read the textbook. If you do the practice one each, that's all. Okay, let's proceed next. Next, we have table and form accessibility. That means how you are going to access the form, right? So generally, when you fill the form, right, somewhere it should be submit. Somehow we need to access that, right? So not all the web browser are able to view the content on the web page in the same manner, right? Whatever you are defining on the website, it's not that everything will be visible to the users. Something is hidden also, like when you are going to submit the form button, that will be not visible to everyone. For control, it will not visible to everyone. They cannot see that what query you have written to submit your data to the server side. They cannot see. That term is actually called as your web accessibility. It refers to the assistive technology, and it's focused the future of HTML that work with those technology and different coding and design practice that can make site more usable for people with visual, mobility, auditory, cognitive disabilities. Like it should be clear appearance of your website should be available for the users, a simple way. So this is actually called as web accessibility. Might be you have seen that some of the website when you open, you'll be not able to find out, okay, where I should go, which link I have to search. You'll be keep searching here and there. So this actually happened due to the not good UI and not good web accessibility available for the users. So that's why the web accessibility, that means it's the technology, okay, assistive technology, in which it uses all the HTML technology to work with that, and the different design, different practices, that it should be all visibility should be available for the every users. So in order to improve the accessibility of the website, the W3C, World Wide Web Consortium, created in 1997 the Web Accessibility Initiative, that is called as WAI, and this WAI was started in 1997 to see the certain rules for that. The most important guideline was there in the document, like it will provide a text alternative to the any non-text element. What it mean that? That means when we were practicing, like image, right? Suppose image is not getting uploaded, that means it is not visible. Then how we'll know that what is that? We will not understand. So you have to provide alternate text, alternative information which display for the users, right? That is actually meaning of this line. So this is the was very important, so that it can be changed into the form people needed, such as a large print, braille, speech, symbol, or simpler language. Okay. Next, create a content that can be presented in different ways. Okay. For example, simpler layout without losing information or structure. What did it mean that? That means whenever you design any content, whenever you write the content, you move to any layout. So the layout should be as simple without losing any information or structure. It should be get appeared for all users. That was very important consideration was taken. Next, make all functionality available from the keyboard. So whatever the functionality you are going to define, that should be available using the keyboard. You can, if suppose you are going to fill the form, you should allow to use the keyboard to fill the form. Like these are the things where available in the WAI. Okay, and this provides ways to help user user navigate, find content, and determine where they are. Right, you have seen that, right? Nowadays you can see that the websites are very beautifully designed. You can easily navigate from one menu to another menu, or on the website also you can easily navigate, right? And you can find the content easily. You will be having a search box to entire search on particular in website itself, and you can find out even where you are, what you are visiting on the page also. This was the important consideration for WAI. Let's see that how this accessible tables are there. Okay, so first step, you have to describe the table content, right, using the caption. That means whenever you are going to define the table, you have to give the caption. That means the table you are creating, for what is the table name, that you have to define. Then you are going to contact the cells with the textual description in the header, right? You can see here I have given here the caption. You have to specify. So even if you are result table, then you should write result table, right? Then table head, table row, and what is the heading? Like title, artist, year, width, height. You have now it is this textual representation are there. Next, you can continue with the next table row. You can define something, title, you can define some artist name, the year you can define, height and width, and now further you can follow and you can create the table. The same way, so it is easy, like easy to understand. Okay, this table is considered, so that's why it is called as this is accessible table. You will be able to understand this. Okay, this table is for famous paintings. That is called as accessible tables. Name, same way, like accessible forms. How you can do that? We have seen that using field set. We have seen that using legend and label elements. Which provides a connection between the input element in the form and their actual meaning. In other way, what you can say? You can say that this control add a semantic content to the form. Like when you are going to browse, right? So it will provide some unique format for the field set, legend element, and actually their main purpose is that should relate your form input elements together with providing the certain caption. That is actually same thing. Idea behind is that it should display to the users this form for actually what purpose you are going to use, and this should relate to the entire element of the form. So this is actually called as your accessible forms. Okay, you can see here like how you can associate labels and input element. I'm writing here label for, you can see I'm writing f hyphen title, and you are giving some title. You are giving input type, okay, title, id, you are giving f title. Same way if you are writing label for f country, writing country, and so this is related to this is going to be related to this. So this label, whenever you define, that is going to associate this input tag, text is associated with this name. This selection box is associated with this. So this is accessible via this form, right? This is how we generally associate labels and input HTML element. Same way, you have something called as micro formats. So what is the micro formats? We know that the web has millions of pages in it, right? If you see any website, if you take an example, Google, anyone can count how many website can be listed in that? Is not million, it's more than trillions also, right? So like this way, now let's decide this one, okay? So despite the incredible variety, there is surprising amount of similar information from the site to site, right? It's obviously maybe same information will be available on other site also, okay? Then most sites have some type of contact page. If you take a look on most of the website, definitely there will be the contact. This is similar. The contact us, what will be there? Maximum their address, contact number, map location. Or somebody will not show the address, they will just give a form. So it is similar. Every site will be having these things as a common, right? So next, if they are using something form control where they have to collect the event, right? When the event they are going to select, then definitely they have to use the calendar. Then this will be also information. This is similar to all the website. Now, when we talk about or take any product website or news website, take example about the Flipkart or you take Amazon, right? They both having the same kind of product information, right? They are giving the product information. That means similar kind of information are available on several websites. So what is that actually here? The idea behind micro format is that these types of common information, what we are seeing now, that should be, that information were tagged in similar way, then automated tool would be able to gather and transform it, right? So there should be some tool which gather that where are this all similar kind of content is there, similar kind of informations are there that need to be gathered. That is actually micro format. This micro formats is a small pattern of HTML markup and attribute which represents common blocks of information such as people, events, and news stories, so that the information in them can be extracted and indexed by the software agent. What is the meaning of indexed here? Indexed means whatever the website is there, that will going to be listed. Okay, that means you are going to extract the information and you will list there with help of some software agent. Even what the Google does, the Google search in, what is there? They do also same thing. They extract the information and they indexed. So the Google software agent is called as there, this micro format. This agent, software agent, is called as here Google bots. Google having the bots, okay, they will spread to the world, and then where this website is there, they will search, they will put into the Google search, right? So this is actually here, it's called as micro format. One of the most common micro format is hcard. That means which is used to semantically mark up contact information of a person. Another example, you can see the Google map, right? The search result uses the hcard micro format, so that when you use this with the appropriate browser extension, what we can do, using this you can save the information to your computer or phone with the contact list, right? You have seen that, right? When you see in Google map, take example, you are finding your home location. I'll tell you in a very simple way. You got to, okay, this is your home location. You can bookmark, right? This is your home location. If you want, if someone is coming to your home, you can share that information. What is that? That is actually hcard. It's a micro format information. That means you have extracted and indexed at one place. The moment you share this information to others, it will, your contact list, that means your location will be shared. This is actually called as micro format. All the micro format, it consists of a root, collection of properties. What is the properties here? The properties are actually optional and it's potentially multi-valued. Like applications need to be a singular value, maybe the use of first instance of a property. And it will be hierarchical data you are going to present. So generally when you use that micro format, you are going to use with the h hyphen star, right? That means you are going to give h hyphen and a star, whatever you are going to use. So there are different type of the class you can use. Like example, you have hcard, you have h hyphen entry, you have h hyphen feed, and many more are there. And these are the top level of root class, and it will be correspond accordingly. See the example, if you use hcard, that means it will describe a person or organization. If you describe h hyphen entry, that means it will describe episodic or date stamped online content, like a blog post, right? When you do the blog post, then in the blog post you can see there, like the blog information will be there, right? With the date, which date that particular blog has been that submitted online. H feed describe the stream or feed of the post. What is the feed? That means every news portal, many of the blogger also, they will be giving the feed. So if you take that feed, easily you can able to publish on your website also. These are the actually micro format examples. This you can use. Even you have something called p hyphen star, that is for plain text properties. Like you can give p hyphen name, p hyphen summary, and same way, like some name will contain summary information will be there. Same way you can use like u hyphen, that means URL properties, u hyphen URL, u hyphen photos, logos, and it will be like you are going to require like a slash hrefs src object data. Same way, if you want for date time properties, you can use dt hyphen. The same way you can define dt as date start, date end, date birth date, right? So this we can, you can, and also there is some special parsing required. Same way, if you want elementary, e hyphen, and wherever the entire content elements, the hierarchy is the value, like e content, you can give like embedded markup. This way you can define your micro format. And here is the pictorial presentation of the micro format, right? You can see this is the server, okay? Generally, whenever you have server, whatever you are opening, even you search result, right? Take VTU website, you are opening some information. So like this is like a VTU server, and different location the people are accessing. So same example you can take this micro format. The server is there, okay, and what will happen? Some news is there. So the news information will be in one section, right? So H news. If you have card, H card, then H card is separately. Okay, you are going to separately. If you have another news to display, that you can do website aggregating all the news information from different website. Report aggregation also you can do that. So like this way it will happen. So you can use the Microsoft information, sorry, micro format information, micro format for H card, micro format for H news, micro format for H card, whichever way you feel you can define. That is actually it happened with help of micro format. And here is the example, right? So what is the example? You can see here I'm using V card, right? When you define the V card like visiting card, right? So I'll write the name, okay? You will define some CSS, define the which where you studied, then define the address, okay? Then define the locality, some class, okay? Then region, postal code, country name, telephone number. So the moment you define the V card, then like how the visiting card is there, that you will able to represent. So this is like this is the example. Like this way you are going to do that, and accordingly you have to define into the CSS everything. The how you want to your V card to be appear. Any question?